What's up, devils? J-Dog's back to answer some more goddamn devils. And the devils I'm answering are from the comments section on the video, The Worst Type of Posers, Juggalos, Goth, or True Cult War Metal. It's got a decent amount of comments, 44 of them. I did skim through them and give them a brief look. There was a couple really long ones that I'm probably not going to do. And there's a couple that were like little short questions in there that I'm probably going to skip to make sure this video doesn't get too long. Only because that the questions kind of like the same old questions that have been kind of answered in a lot of the other poser videos. Because what is this, the fucking third poser video, whatever, which was not my intention at all. I just I go with the flow. Whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we talk about. So if I skip over somebody, you're like, hey, mine was a question. There's kind of like, because I've already kind of answered it, so I just don't want to like give this, answer the same damn thing. So anyways, here the fuck we go, and not really a question here, but just kind of a shout out. But I want to read off because the first one on here, and it's from Layla Lover 90. He comments on fucking everything, so gets a little bit more of a primo fucking treatment. My wife's favorite bands: Immortal, Mayhem, Cradle of Filth, and Typo Negative. Hell, she ordered music from Hell's Headbangers the year before we met, and that was in 2008. I only heard about Hell's in the last 3 years. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, how'd you hear about Hell's just the last 3 years if you knew her since 2008? Theoretically, would have heard about us in 2008 or 2009. It's really cool, man. That's she orders from us, and it's always awesome when I see like women order from Hell's, because obviously the vast majority of people is always fucking dudes, right? So hell, maybe she should watch the old J-Dog videos. Leave it in that she likes the J-Dog videos, or she think these fucking suck and this guy's boring as fuck. I'd be kind of curious, because to this day I don't know if any fucking females watch my goddamn channel whatsoever. Maybe they do. I don't think I've ever seen one in the comments, or at least not a fucking code name or whatever you call it, user ID or whatever the hell it called that looked obvious. So I assume it's all fucking sausage fest over here, but correct me if I'm wrong. So ladies, if you listen, put it in the fucking comments. And next one, yeah, it's kind of Life Eternal. He's asking me to show me some more rare 7-inches in the collection. I will. Yeah, I definitely will. I kind of wanted to do somewhat of a 7-inch video. Don't know what. Not one where I'm going to show 57 inches. Maybe like 3 to 5 at a time, like I've done in previous videos. Maybe some of my favorites. I'm definitely by the back of my mind, and I absolutely will do that, because I have a shitload of 7 inches. I have definitely over 1,000 7-inches. So yeah, I will absolutely do a video showing 7 inches. Joseph O'Donovan. Question: what's the most poser label in your opinion? For me, it's Earache. Their new bands are absolutely horrible, and they have some of the laziest vinyl reissues of all time. I don't know who's the biggest poser one. Earache, it's funny you say that they kind of come to mind. I actually have no idea what they release nowadays whatsoever. But the reason they kind of crossed my mind for years is because in the very beginning days, they obviously had really good stuff. But if you really break it down, and I'm just going off the top of my head, they didn't have that many good bands. What all they have? They had fucking Napalm Death, Carcass, Entombed. Wasn't Terrorizer World Downfall on Earache? Pretty sure it was. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I mean, there was Extreme Noise Terror on there, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but respectable grindcore. I'm trying to think, what the fuck else was on Earache? So when you really break it down, it's like, Morbid Angel was on there. Outside that, what else is there? I mean, what else am I forgetting? I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple dumbass fucking J-Dog shit I'm probably a huge fan of. But when you break it down, what do they have? Like 10 good bands? And then outside of that, they were kind of just releasing junk and a lot of stuff like, for example, Recaputrefaction on Pictureness and shit, they never did. So it's kind of like, I always kind of rub me the wrong way. If you guys were really true fans of this stuff, you would have put that out back in 88. So they definitely rub me the wrong way. But I will say this, actually, just sprung about, who always crossed me as the biggest fucking poser label of the big main labels that do death metal and kind of turn their back on it, would probably be Roadunner. They've had a bunch of good stuff back in the day as well. Obviously, Deicide, Immolation, a ton of shit. But what did they start putting out like in the mid-90s? Did they put out like Red Hot Chili Peppers or something? Or don't call me on it. It's something completely ridiculous. I know they completely turned their back on metal. And what do they even do now? Who the fuck even knows? But it just seemed like they were the biggest offender. It seemed very, very corporate, because at least with Earache, I think I did who owns Earache. At least I kind of heard that guy, at least at one point, was like really into punk and underground metal. Whether he still is or not, who the fuck knows? Maybe he's really liked it and shit like that, and he did the bands he liked, and then after that, he was just kind of a business, like, yeah, whatever, put up whatever that's going to make me money, and whatever, I'll buy on the side what I like. But yeah, definitely a lot of junk in that label. But Roadrunner, for whatever reason, just came off as very corporate and just ran by a bunch of fucking posers. That's the vibe I always got. Again, don't know these guys personally, so I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I got. And quite frankly, I know a lot of other people in the scene have that vibe as well. So Roadrunner always was the first one that came to my mind. From Patrick Frats Antonio. Not gonna read this all up because it's a fucking enormous essay, but I will say what his question is. My collection. Do I have it cataloged anywhere, whether in a notebook or spreadsheet or Discogs? I don't. The only way it's cataloged is on my shelves, and it's in alphabetical order. So all the vinyls in alphabetical order, all the CDs are in alphabetical order, all the 7-inch in alphabetical order. So just like that. I don't. I don't know. For me, I heard the thing with Discogs is actually funny. It was actually Jamie Athanar during the COVID shit. I think he was doing his thing on Discogs, like you were saying, like cataloging it on there. I kind of don't see the point of that, other than like the only benefit I can see to myself is there is times when maybe if I could like look it up on my phone, like when I'm at the shop or something, I was like, do I own this? Because I forget some shit that I own and don't own. It'd be convenient for that, but other than that, I just don't see the point. I'm like, I just look at the physical collection. What do I have? What do I don't have? So I always just did that. Maybe super old school, not mine. And honestly, like that would be a major project that who knows? Maybe when I'm retired and fucking not doing hells no more and all crippled and fucking arthritic from going to the fucking training for 30 plus years, maybe I'll do it then. But as of right now, I kind of don't have an interest and don't see the point for me personally. Next question. Here's a question I see here, but I'm going to skip that one because it is definitely very much kind of asking about the Slipknot guys, what's with them commenting and stuff like that. Figure like don't want to beat a dead horse, although the topic is always fucking funny. But yeah, the answer is I don't know why the fucking Slipknot guys come up to us. And he did mention the band Disturbed too. Like that was another one I could not stand that fucking band. As a matter of fact, little thing about Disturbed, I kind of said in a previous video, don't know if I posted it yet, about all these ass clown fucking mainstream douche canoes using the word sick. It's like, stop using that fucking word. That's our word. The first band that did that is Disturbed, Down with the Sickness. I think that's where it started, and that they annoyed the living fuck out of me because I remember when I heard that song when I was in high school. I think it was in my senior year of high school when that came out, or at least when I first heard it. It annoyed the fuck out of me because I'm like, this shit's fucking gay as hell. This ain't sick music. Don't be using that word. Got no business using it. From Gorehound, awesome video. Thanks for the response. Would love for you to show off some of your Slayer vinyls and hear what your favorite albums and releases are from the band. Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. I could definitely show you some cool Slayer shit. I don't know if I'll need to show you the Show No Mercy, Hell Awaits, and Rain of Blood, which are those only albums I like, as well as Live Undead and the Chemical Warfare EP. That's after that, I mean, I think I like 2 or 3 songs on South of Heaven, but for the most part, I kind of thought that album was boring, and I didn't like anything since. There was a couple. What was it? The last album? I thought the album Repentless. I thought the title track Repentless was good. And what is it? Take Control. I thought there was a couple good songs. So a couple later songs I did hear that were good, but kind of especially once like Diabolus and Musica shit, I heard that. Like I just felt no need ever to listen to anything. But the Repentless I kind of heard on accident. The songs, and I was like, oh, some of these are actually pretty good. But I definitely by no means like the whole album and everything on there. And of a lot of those other albums, like God Hates Us All and shit, I think maybe I walked into Hot Topic or some bullshit. Why the fuck I was even in there, I don't know. I'm sure someone dragged me along or I was in the mall board or whatever. Fuck, I can't stand that store. But I think at one time I heard something. I was like, is this Slayer? And the fucking juggalo behind the counter said, yeah, God Hates Us All. I'm like, oh, God, this is exactly what I thought it would sound like. And it fucking sucks. So I'm pretty sure I heard parts of that one. But yeah, I could show you some Slayer, cool rare vinyls. Definitely could do that. But like I do own the LPs, like I said, at least an LP version of Show No Mercy and Hell Awaits and all that. But I mean, wish I show that. I mean, I guess I could, but I mean, you guys kind of know what that looks like, right? I'd rather show you something cool and rare that you probably haven't seen. From Bob Burnquest, what's your opinion on the beatdown gym shorts / straight edge people making death metal and using the term old school death metal? Don't really have an opinion on it. Who are some examples? I can't really think of anyone on the top of my head. When you say the beat down gym shorts, the first person that comes to my mind is I always remember kind of like, I mean, not get fun of them, but like being at the shows, just kind of laughing. I think it was kind of an ongoing thing. Was Barney from Napalm Death? He always wore those like really high up shorts. I don't know if that was just kind of a shtick. First time I saw Napalm Death was on the Enemy of the Music Business album, and that actually I might even go as far as saying that's actually my favorite Napalm Death album. I know that's kind of weird. Just it's usually generally Scum, but it's kind of a toss up. I really like that album. I don't know. It's because the thing is, what's the last album I like? I believe it's Utopia Banished. So I like the first four albums, and then basically when they changed their logo and shit, I thought all that '90s crap. I thought that shit was absolute fucking junk. And then they went back to playing more grindcore on Enemy of the Music Business, put back the old logo. That's when I saw them on that tour. So that was 2000, 2001. And I like a few of the albums after that too, like Smear Campaign and The Code is Red and a few others that I did like. But when I saw Party, especially the first time, I'm like, what the fuck is with those drawers, brah? Like, guys look ridiculous. But again, maybe that's just kind of his shtick. Um, so he's the only person when you say beat down gym shorts guy. I can't think of newer bands. I can't think of anybody. But shout him out if whoever the fuck you're thinking of. But as of right now, I don't really have an opinion. From Metal Musician 6996. J Dog, I have a few non metal related questions. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers? Also, have you seen the picture of Will Romer with Brock Lesnar? And Jerry Lynn, former ECW wrestler, not quite as popular as Brock, but big death metal fan. No, I never seen that picture with Will. That'd be pretty cool to fucking see. I knew Will was, at least in early days, into wrestling and shit like that. I'm not a big wrestling fan. I don't follow it whatsoever anymore. I definitely was a fan of it as a kid. And the wrestler I always liked the most was the Ultimate Warrior. And I actually got the chance when I first got into working out and shit. I bought his this is in the early 2000, definitely pre 2010. So this is probably about 08, 09, somewhere in there. I've been working out for 2, 3 years now, something around that time. Yeah, so I think I started working out when I probably about 06. I think I was 21. Yeah, 21 is when I first started, just kind of like working out my bedroom with some dumbbells and shit. Really didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then I think at 22 is when I signed up for a gym and I talked to the Ultimate Warrior on the phone when I was 23 or 24. And it was like this package that he sold. I can forget whatever you call it, but nonetheless, I talked to him on the phone for an hour, hour and a half. Really cool guy, really intense fucking guy. Kind of like what you saw in his later interviews and stuff. That's who he was, and I liked him as a wrestler because he looked cool, his charisma. And if you really break it down, he was only him and who was it, Lex Luthor? They're the only guys with actual good physiques. Like it's funny because at the time you look at a lot of the other guys like, oh, they're big, jack, muscular guys. I'm like, no, they're big, tall, strong guys. I'll give them that. You got to be strong to play. I was like, but most of these guys, from a physique perspective, don't look very good at all. I mean, Hulk Hogan. I mean, he didn't look terrible, but he didn't by no means had an impressive physique. I mean, the guy in the '80s, especially, I've never seen him with visible abs. Like he literally, that means his body fat's high. If you can't see your fucking abs and you have a decent amount of muscle on you, it's because your body fat's too high. So at least the Ultimate Warrior always looked like a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? So he had an impressive physique. And is that the guy's name, Lex Luthor or whatever? He was the only other one at the time. Oh, then Hawk and Animal from was it Legion of Doom? I remember they had pretty decent physiques too. But outside that, most of the guys they looked like fucking crap. Like take even like the Undertaker and shit, you can't really tell because he's all covered up. But he's got no physique. I'm not saying he's not a strong guy and he's fucking tall as a house. And I'm not saying he wasn't a cool character, but for me as a physique perspective, being in bodybuilding, most of the guys I didn't really interest me. Like looking back at it as a kid, I'm like, oh man, these guys are so big and strong and so jacked. And then once you start to see like competitive pro bodybuilders, like, whoa, these fucking guys don't even look like they work out in comparison. So Ultimate Warrior was always my favorite. From Mushroom Leg, Jay, what is your favorite Razorback Records album release? They were the kings of the underground back in the late 90s, mid 2000s, and had so many great CDs. My favorite is Where Monsters Dwell by Engorged, so underrated. What is your favorite Razorback release? Thank you. Please make a 24-hour video of you sitting by our fireplace reading the comments Danzig book style. I mean, the only problem with that, man, is I got other shit I got to do out throughout the day. I don't just sit here and make videos. But hey, if I get to the point where fucking I get YouTube revenue and I can just make videos and do nothing else, then who knows? Maybe I'll fucking do that. But as of right now, I have a shitload of other responsibilities, so can't do that. I don't even shoot videos every day. I try to shoot like 3 on a Saturday, 3 on a Sunday, and maybe like 1 during the week. Something like that. That's generally what I try to do. That way I have 7 for the week and good to go. Well, what was the question? Favorite Razorback? The first one that's coming to my mind is the Frightmare Midnight Murder Mania. Really like that album. I like the second album too, but probably the first. But I do like the first one better. Um, I mean, which ghouls did he do? He didn't do the first ghoul, did he? He did the. I think he just did the second album, Maniacs. Isn't that the? If he did Maniacs, that might. I really like Ghoul Maniacs. It's a really good album. I like every Ghoul album, but especially the first three. The first album was just self-titled. Um, the second one, Maniacs, and then Splatter Thrash. I really like those. So maybe he did CDs of both the first two. I can't remember. But if he did anything by Ghoul, probably the Ghoul will be first. Frightmare, the first Lord Gore, I like that a lot. And then he's done a bunch of other shit that I really like too. But those, as far as favorites, drawing a blank. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting there that might be my all-time favorite. But those are the first ones pop in my mind. But yeah, Razorback did a ton of shit that I like back in the day. Necrotic Carnage. Yo, J Dog, off topic question, but whatever happened to that interview you guys did with Kramer for the Hell's Headbash Part 2 DVD? Was it included or can I find that interview anywhere? I have no idea, actually. You know, it's funny. I've never even seen it myself. I remember, I'm assuming this all went down. I remember Earache was doing, so I was behind the merch stand, right? I was behind the merch stand with my wife, Reaper, because I think this was that interview on the, I think that was the first year, right? I could be wrong. Maybe that was the second year. I want to say it was the first year. But nonetheless, whichever one, it was, and I remember because Chase was behind the merch stand too, helping us. And Earache, he wasn't, I don't think he was behind the merch stand at all. He was doing a lot of the running around and the fucking, the visual effects or with the fucking, what do you goddamn call that thing? You know, how we had the visuals with this goddamn, the movie screen basically. He was managing all that deal with the band. So he wasn't the merch stand at all, but Chase was kind of helping. And he kind of like, Chase, like, I'm going to be gone for 30, going to take a few minutes, 30 minutes or whatever, be away. So I'm going to do this. Kramer wants to do an interview or something. And he literally was gone for the rest of the fucking night. I was like, what the fuck, man? Left me totally high and dry, but whatever, it worked out. So he obviously shot it. I don't know why. It was Earache and Chase that put that together with, forget the guy we used, James, this guy in the local scene named James. He's the one that put the DVD together. It was up to them, man. I don't know. I've never seen the footage to this date. Only thing I can think of, I'm not saying this is the reason whatsoever. I have no fucking idea. Like I said, I've never seen the footage. I mean, it's Kramer, so does he say anything kind of like controversial that's going to piss people off and fucking upset the tampon boys? Very possible. I mean, fucking look at my goddamn Satanic War Master video that I did with the, what is it, fucking his Werewolf Records racist or whatever. I mean, you gotta, most people were cool, but I mean, there's a few panties up in a bunch, so. And Kramer, I don't know what his fucking views are and shit, but I can only imagine. I mean, kind of comes off that he could say some shit that's politically incorrect. Let's just say that. So I don't know if that was the reason, or maybe it was just boring, or maybe it didn't record or take. I don't know because I've never seen it myself. But I just remember when Chase fucking left me high and dry to go do the goddamn thing. So who the fuck knows? Ruben asks, hey, Justin, can you do an unboxing video, maybe of something rare you always wanted but never had a chance to get until now? Sure, if I get something in that's I could, like the last video I did. I think I posted that. Yeah, when I showed the Broadcom LPs, Gorgasm. I mean, I didn't do an unboxing, but literally I just sliced it open and what was in there. But yeah, vinyl wise, I don't think I have anything on the way to me personally outside of Hell's. Not that I can think of at the moment. So, but I'm sure I will. But is there something that's really rare that I'm watching out for at the moment? Not drawing a blank. But so yeah, in the future, who knows? Definitely can. From Goatman, comments on everything, goddammit. Couldn't agree more with the posers, laughed my ass off. The war metal dudes can't name one underground raw black metal band, just blasphemy clones. What do you think was the best band that played Hell's Headbash? Best band? I mean, best band for me, probably just because one of my all-time favorite bands would probably be Sadistic Intent. I'd say them. That was this. I've only seen Sadistic Intent twice, I believe I've seen them. I've seen it both times in Cleveland. I want to say there was a third time. Pretty sure it's just those two times. One time in they played Cleveland maybe 8 years ago or so. Then our fest. Seen them then, loved them then. The Sadistic Intent is literally one of my all-time favorite bands. And then next in line, I was really pumped for Angel Corpse. I really enjoyed that. Angel Corpse, I'm a huge fan of. I liked everything by Angel Corpse, but especially the album, The Inexorable. I love that fucking record. And I saw Angel Corpse for the Inexorable tour. I believe they were playing with, was that the Immortal Satyricon Christian? Maybe it was just Immortal and Satyricon. Something of that, 2000, 2001, and they were fucking great. And all I had at the time when I saw Angel Corpse then was the Hammer of Gods album, which I love that record too. I didn't own Exterminate or the Inexorable. I think I bought Inexorable at the fucking show, but I just knew a few. I obviously only knew a few of the songs they played because I only owned Hammer of the Gods, and they did some songs off that, but a lot of songs I didn't know. But for whatever reason, and even them live, that just really stood out. Especially um, Pete's just presence on stage as a frontman. I just thought it was, I don't know, it's just something that really stood out in my mind. I really liked it. So that was the only other time I saw Angel Corpse. So when they played our fest, I really wanted to see them again, and I did, and I really liked them. So I would say Sadistic Intent, followed by Angel Corpse, my favorite bands to play. From Eric G, just kind of commenting on the guy above, I think. So true about Earache not being fans. You can tell by the latest Carcass reissue only being offered in a censored cover, super lame. By the latest Oh yeah, you're talking about the Carcass reissue of Recapitulation, yeah, where it's a fucking just a black cover. It has this little yellow sliver, like you could like it's basically covered up the cover, but it's not covered. It's literally the cover's just black. Oh yeah, that was we got those in kind of at least I was like, how fucking lame do you have to be? Because it's kind of like, well, how does that make you a poser? I don't know if that makes you a poser. It just makes you like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is supposed to be like it was supposed to be kind of appalling and extreme, and it's what you did. And the thing is, what is with this going backwards in life? You know what I mean? You released it in 1988. We can't do it in 2022. Why are we going backwards in the fucking world? It's 2022. You think everything would be better? It's fucking shittier than ever, right? At least in my opinion, it is. Let's see any more questions. Let's see. We're getting towards the bottom. Ozell Macklin, Sadistic Intent, HHR Represses possible. I think I recorded a video a few days ago that I don't think I posted yet. It should be up by the time this one, where I answer this question. We'll leave it at that, because I think that I did answer that in a pretty detailed question. Would love to, but watch the other video. It should be in there. And the very last question, Austin Harris. Do you listen to cassettes? Used to, not so much anymore. Just because I don't have a cassette player, and it's one of those things I didn't want to have to start another physical format. You gotta remember, like another thing too, like so. Main reason why I listened to cassettes back when I did is because the car I owned at the time when I bought my car, my first car I bought was I was 17, so that would have been was that what year was it? I 17, 2002, and I bought that car, and all it had was a cassette player, so I had cassettes. And then my second car had a CD player, so I didn't see as much need, and I didn't have another cassette player, like just like in my house or anything. And the reason I kind of didn't like go out to get one is because that 2002 era, honestly, until like basically the last 10 years, cassettes were like, dude, this whole cassette thing, this is a new trend. And I'm not like pissed or don't care. I mean, it's cool. It's totally cool. But basically what I'm getting is most stuff didn't come out on cassette. There wasn't really, because hell, even bands, and for a long stretch, they weren't even doing, for the most part, weren't even doing demo cassettes. They were putting on CDRs, or some of them were just going straight to like a CD release as a demo. Here's a demo on a CD. Like, for example, I remember at Hell's Headbash, which I really liked, the band Eisenblast handed me their first demo. It was just kind of like a pro CDR with an inlay in there. Thought that demo was fucking great too, by the way. Black metal band, and that's actually all I knew. I heard other stuff, but the demo that he handed me, I liked the best 3-song demo. But that was on a CDR. Some bands would go straight to 7-inch for their demo. There was a demo that just put on a 7-inch of it, which I really like demos on 7 inches. I do like that a lot. But anyways, for long story short, there's a huge gap there. I got rid of my car that didn't have the cassette player, and basically nobody was doing cassettes. So I'm kind of like, why do I need a cassette player or whatever? I was like, barely. Pretty much anything that I want to hear that comes out, if it comes on cassette, it's also on CD or whatever. So this whole new thing of like cassettes of basically everything coming out, this is a new thing in the last less than 10 years. So yeah, I just didn't feel I need to go get another physical format. And even now, when the stuff does come on set, I mean, I noticed a new trend, which there is stuff I did want to listen to, like some demo tapes and stuff coming through. That would be about it. But I mean, to listen to like like let's say Midnight Dude does a new album. I mean, what the hell do I need to listen to cassette for? I'm just either going to listen to CD or LP. I don't see the need to start a new physical format. I realize that some guys prefer format, and that's cool. It's just not mine. And I've been collecting CDs and LPs since I was, fucking young kid. So I don't. It's just kind of like 20 fucking some years later, I just don't feel the need to start a new format. So that's that. That's that on that. So at the moment, yeah, no, I don't listen to cassettes, but I used to listen to them quite heavily because that's all I had in the car all the time. So I either had some demo tapes, or what I would do is you know how you guys had like a boombox where you put the CD in and you can record it to a cassette. I forget how you do that. You just play this. I think you just play the CD and hit play record on the boombox same time, as long as it had a cassette and a CD player, because I did own one of those as well. So what I would do is I would record some of my favorite albums, just dub them onto a cassette, so I had tunes for my car. So that was a lot of the cassettes that I had. Some were store-bought ones. Like I did own a few of the Cannibal Corpse albums where like you got a $5 cassette or whatever that was released in the 90s. I remember I had Vile and like the Bleeding on cassette. And then, like I said, a few demo tapes that somebody would get. Like, for example, I had the first Manicore demo, the Ritual Cleansing of the Whore. Oh, that's because of Lou in the band. Just literally, I knew him early on. I was like age 14. He just handed me it. So stuff like that, I listen to my cars. So, but now, yeah, I wouldn't buy a cassette or anything. Really don't have anything to listen on it. So, I mean, but if I really, really want to, yeah, I can go out and buy a cassette player. So, yeah, that does it, guys. That knocks all the questions out for that fucking video. Keep them goddamn comments coming. Leave them on this fucking one. That will give you the shout out and fucking answer your goddamn questions. Keep them coming, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.